Hi, Don.
Yeah,
Donald.
you got me.
Yeah, I can hear you, but your video is frozen. There we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Marks on Wrestling. I'm Jeremy York. This is Donald Martin, and we are here to talk about WrestleMania.
It looks like my internet's acting up.
That ain't good.
No. So
Well,
they've got 8 matches so far announced.
yep.
Of course, you got the Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Charlotte
That's the
Flair.
big one.
Yeah, that's going to be the big one. That's going to be a good one. Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair and Asuka, Brock Lesnar first versus Almost. They've got Gunther listed on the Wikipedia site, but don't have a person just yet.
Right. His opponent should be decided on Friday night.
Uh, Austin Theory, John Cena, Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, and then you got Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control, which we kind of thought that was
I, I called that one.
we're gonna call that one that was gonna happen.
Yeah. So, so there's still plenty
Seth
more
Rollins,
matches. They're going to have two nights worth of wrestling. Um, but from the reports that I'm reading, Triple H is wanting to have a smaller amount of matches so that they can have more time, which I
makes
can
sense.
believe that. But right now, for a regular 3 hour event, you got all the matches you need right there.
Yeah, uh, the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I do think that's going to happen. They're also talking about Edge and Finn Balor in Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, that match is going to be big.
That's going to take a little time too.
Mhm.
You can't just go in there with a Hell in a Cell match and just have it, 5 minute match.
Right. Yeah, that one's going to be a good 20, 30-minute match. Um, we also might be seeing Bray Wyatt and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, that was not listed on here, but yeah, that one's coming down.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got the sniffles. Got a bunch of sinus stuff with the uh, pollen and all out right now.
Being down there in the south where it's a little bit warmer than it is up here, you guys are going to get it first.
Yeah, it rained here today and it washed all the pollen off everything. And now, I think it's supposed to rain again tomorrow. So Friday it's not supposed to. So that's just going to put out more pollen.
Oh, hello, Grizzly. Um, Your comment is not showing up on StreamYard because you're on my personal profile. So if you make a comment and we don't see it, come over to the Things Network page and we'll be able to see you. So so tonight I'm wearing an adhesive patch because I had surgery on my eye Monday, and I can't have any pressure over it, so I don't want to put that black eye patch on. So yeah, Grizzly, come over to Things Network, and then we'll be able to see your comments. So the matches, oh boy, um, each one of them, except one, in my opinion, is definitely going to have a big impact on everybody's career. The one that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever is Brock Lesnar and Omos.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of thrown in there. They want to put Brock in WrestleMania, but he didn't want to work with Wyatt. So,
Yeah.
in my opinion, they should have just pulled that out and threw something else in there, put something else in there.
And to
Doesn't have,
think that Brock personally approved of this match, um, Omos, yeah, he's a hulking giant, but he, in my opinion, is still not quite a proven commodity yet. Um,
they don't have enough time to get the storyline, any kind of
no,
storyline together with it.
no,
Uh,
the only thing I can think of is that this is an extension with the rivalry that he had with Bobby Lashley. Um, Otherwise, it does not seem to make any sense whatsoever.
I look for Rhea Ripley to wind up beating Charlotte Flair.
I think so too.
You still might have the possible Mysterio versus Mysterio, or Mysterio versus.
Oh yeah, yeah, I forgot about that
I
one.
forgot about that one.
Yeah. Um, we were talking Saturday about that, thinking that might be the first father son match at WrestleMania. It turns out that's not the case. That the McMahons actually had the first father son match, but these two here are actually wrestlers.
Right.
Um, and I can see that going either way. I can see Ray winning the match because he's disciplining Dominic. But at the same time, I can see Dominic winning as a way of jumping out of Ray's shadow.
Right.
So I could see that going either way.
I haven't seen Dominic wrestle a whole lot.
He he had a match Monday night. Um, no, I'm sorry, Friday night. He had a match Friday night against um, Santos Escobar. I didn't see him throw a whole lot of offense out there, but he he still he's still got a ways to go to become really good.
Maybe that's what they're trying to do is keep him, training and all that until he can put out a good match.
It could be, um, but in my opinion, as far as Dominic goes, all due respect, they started him way too early, way too soon. I mean,
Yeah.
his debut match was against Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. You can't get much bigger than that for your first match ever.
Yeah.
Um, what about the six women's tag match? What are you thinking on that one?
That's gonna be good. I see Trish leading Becky winning that one. Just for the simple fact of having Lita and, well, of course, Lita's got the tag titles, but with Becky, but you're bringing in Trish also with that.
Hi, Mort. I did. I shaved for the surgery on Monday. I'll be shaving it again next week for my surgery in a week and a half. Then I'll go back out.
My MRI to come to get scheduled for my MCL. We're dragging my feet on that. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm glad to see Trish coming back. Uh, and like we were saying for last week, Lita had a rough show on Raw, but hopefully she'll be able to work out the kinks when WrestleMania comes around.
yeah, she's got plenty of time
Mhm.
Do some extra training and all that between now and then. Uh, Seemed like she was not comfortable in the ring
Right.
the other night.
Well, it had been about it. No, it had been over a year now, I guess, since she had wrestled. So I can see it from that perspective. Um, with that being said, Trish having been out of the ring for several years makes me wonder how she's going to do.
You there? Hello?
Do you see me?
I can see you. I'm breaking it. Must be my internet. We've had storms and stuff here today, so
So what I was saying, with Lita, it makes me wonder how Trish is going to be because she's been out of it for several years now.
yeah. I think they got plenty of time to put out a really good match.
They should. Um, Plus, they got some three really good opponents.
Yeah.
Um, with that, I thought the one of them I think it's Io Sky. I thought she had an ankle injury that was initially going to keep them out of WrestleMania.
I don't know what's the injury. Do you know?
Yeah. So I'm thinking it'll be Trish, Lita, and Becky winning this one.
Yeah, that's my take on it too. With bringing them in there, you're not going to bring her in to lose, which they did, with Edge, uh,
Right.
but it's not like he's not been there either. You know,
Brock and Omos. I'm going with Brock on this one. I don't see how Omos has a chance in hell unless Bobby Lashley interferes in a very big way. If that doesn't happen, I don't see any other choice but Brock winning this one.
yeah, he comes in. He don't wrestle. I don't think he wrestles during the week, does he? He just comes in for the pay-per-views.
Who Brock?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't remember, with the exception of beating Kofi for the world title. I don't think Brock has wrestled on Raw or SmackDown since he came back 10 years ago. Omos, on the other hand, has a long way to go if he's going to try to keep up with Brock.
yeah. I'm curious to see how. That's going to be a big pounding match. I don't see that one going very long.
No, I'm giving that 5 minutes tops. I just I just don't see it.
That's going to be a hard match to place in the area because it's going to kill. It's going to kill the adrenaline rush for the crowd and all when they come out.
It'll
Unless they pull some crazy stuff, that's what it's going to take. If they just go
my
in there and pound each other for 5 minutes, it's going to drag the show down. If they get outside and start tearing stuff up,
my guess will be that match will be the same night as Edge and Finn Balor, and they will probably have them follow that match because everybody will have been so invested in the Hell in the Cell match. They'll be tired, worn out. Now is the time to bring out Brock and Omos. That'd be the only way to do it.
Well, I'm gonna have to wind up. I guess Sunday. I gotta see what my schedule is. I don't even know if I work Sunday.
Yeah, I know I'll definitely be watching night number two. I don't know about the first night. I want to watch it, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I want to watch it, but I'll be at a charity ball on the first, and then Sunday I work. So uh, I'll be at work, and I guess I'll watch the replay as long as we don't have any calls. So I'll watch everything on Sunday.
Okay.
I got to stay away from social media and all that.
Good luck with that.
It worked out pretty good for because I'm a big Walking Dead fan. And
Yeah.
when that last season's been out for uh, quite a while, and it's supposed to have been the season finale or the series finale. And I was real careful about watching it because I didn't want any spoilers
Oh,
uh, on it. I've just finished it today, so I didn't know what was happening, so I looked out and dodged a lot of stuff on that.
really quick, I want to say hi to Mimi. She is watching on my page. Thank you. Because you're on my page, the comments not okay. Now my own comment just showed up. If I was
Yeah,
on my page, okay, that's kind of
that's
weird.
weird.
Yeah, unless it's because I am commenting as my page. So thank you, Mimi. When you comment on my page, it's not going to show up on StreamYard, but if you come over to the Things Network page, then it'll show up. So this one's going to be interesting. Gunther defending the Intercontinental title, and the first plan that I heard was that it was going to be him and Brock. That ended up not happening. Then there was talk about Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre in a triple threat match. Now that doesn't appear to be happening. However, those two are in a five-man, five-way fatal match, I guess, with Karrion Kross, Kofi Kingston, and someone else. Um, Now the problem with that is I heard that Kofi suffered some sort of a leg injury Friday night, and now it's questionable as to whether he's going to be in that match Friday night or not. So Sheamus and Gunther had a hell of a match last year. Um, I think it was that Clash at the Castle, maybe. And then they both had a great showing at the Rumble. So did Drew.
Yeah, I'd like to see Drew McIntyre come in uh, and wrestle at WrestleMania. I like seeing him. I like seeing Sheamus.
Kofi probably wouldn't be a believable winner out of that match. Karrion Cross, I don't know. He had been infatuated with Rey Mysterio, so I don't know what's going to happen there. But I also read that the executives are losing faith in Karrion Cross, which
Well,
I think is a shame because he he seems to have all the right stuff to be able to make it on one of the upper levels.
depending on who they this guy, it would have to be somebody really big for to go against Gunther to lose, for him to lose the title, no matter who they put him up against. I think he's going to wind up keeping the title because they're going to push him a lot more.
Yeah. I don't see Gunther losing no matter who his opponent is. I see him walking out of WrestleMania with the title.
Yeah, that's me too.
Bianca Belair and Asuka. That's going to be a tough one to call. I don't know.
I'm gonna go with Asuka, but I
Yeah,
don't think she'll keep it long.
I can see Asuka winning it because she hasn't really had that WrestleMania moment yet. Aside from the tag title. Wait. Yeah, her and Kairi Sane won the tag title at WrestleMania 36, didn't they?
I think so. I have to look back on that, but I think so.
Yeah. Um, because when Asuka took on Charlotte, she ended up losing. So she hadn't really had that moment yet. And since Bianca has, I can see Asuka going over on this one.
I'm trying to get on my page to see if anybody's coming.
Let's see here. 36. Oh no, Asuka and Kairi Sane lost the tag titles to Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. So, truth be told, Asuka hadn't really had much of anything going on for WrestleMania. So she'll probably go over on this one.
I think it'll be a really good match. A lot of back and forth.
Yeah, with those two it will.
Yeah, but I see Asuka coming out on top on that one.
Do you think that Asuka might be the one to finally cut Bianca's hair?
I don't know.
Because I just wonder how long
It's gonna
Bianca
before they do
spent
it.
with that hair.
Now, from what I understand, it's hair. It's a hair extension anyway, so it wouldn't be that big a deal if they cut it.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I can see her losing it at some point in time. It would be
Because
cool to bring, huh?
I remember her using that against Sasha Banks and leaving a welt on her stomach when she did that, which I think was WrestleMania a couple years ago. But either way, that's going to be a good. I think that is going to be a better technical match than Charlotte and Rhea.
Yeah,
Charlotte and Rhea is going to be more of a brawling type, although Oscar can brawl pretty damn good too.
yeah. I see Rhea Ripley. I see them going outside the ring some and doing some maybe some figure four on the ropes, over the ropes. Doing something out of the ordinary.
Remember, remember back in the day, Bret Hart used to do the figure four on the ring post.
Yeah.
I would like to see Charlotte doing that. I think that would be cool as hell to see her do that.
Do some of the out of the ordinary stuff in there, which I mean it's WrestleMania, so you throw out all the stops on it.
Yep. Um,
Austin Theory and Cena.
did you see Cena kill him on the mic the other night?
I did. I watched a replay on it on YouTube, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Gee. That was on the same level as when Cena put Roman in his place several years ago. John Cena is still one of the very best out there when it comes to his mic work. John Cena is on the same level as The Rock, Paul Heyman, MJF. Um, the
I'll be
Miz.
honest. I'll be honest. I hate seeing Paul Heyman come out. I hate listening to him.
Really?
Yes.
Oh man. Paul is he knows how to get the crowd going. Hi there, Doug. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Doug, how are you?
But Austin was able to get him some pretty good licks on Cena. Talked about his ball spot.
Yeah.
That
And it's hard to get anything over on Cena because he comes right back and with
he does.
he just comes right back and is like with a comment on it.
Yeah, and he'll throw out those little one-liners just out of nowhere. Because
Guess
I
I'm
remember
froze
when he
again.
did that with Roman Reigns. Reigns said something, I forget what it was, and then John came
Can you
back
hear
with
me?
something and then said, see you, fourth wall. You know, just out of the blue. And then what he did with Austin Theory and talking about his name the way he did. I don't think anybody else would have been able to come up with that and get that over the way that John Cena did. Still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Just that your video is frozen.
Yeah, it's been I got storms and stuff here, so I don't doubt it. And I'm plugged straight in, Cat 5 cable, so
Yeah. Probably just a bad night to do this show. I see Austin winning this one because John Cena has a very busy schedule, very busy filming schedule. I think this is just a way to come in, have another WrestleMania match, and to continue his. This year will be 21 years in a row where he has at least one match. So I think this is what they're doing, and plus using him as a way to try to get Austin Theory over. But I don't think that's going to work out the way that they are planning it, simply because of exactly how John Cena said it. If John Cena wins, Austin loses everything. If Austin wins, he still loses everything. People might really get hard on him in the way that they did with Roman when he beat Undertaker.
Right.
So I can kind of see it going that way, even though John Cena is not quite on the level as Undertaker was, but I can see him getting that kind of heat. And whenever Austin would try to speak, he's not going to be able to get a word in because the crowd is booing him so hard.
Yeah. Uh, if he
But
won, which I'm sure he's going to wind up beating Cena
yeah,
somehow
I'm
or other.
going for him.
If they need to, if they're going to do anything with him, they're going to have to really put some other names in there with him and have him beat them.
And the way that he's winning matches now is not exactly winning him any favors because yeah, he's a heel, but he is one of the most cowardly heels I can recall in a long time. Um,
Who's Breaker?
huh?
He's talking about Breaker. Doug. Is he at NXT?
Um, I don't, I don't see anything. Breaker. Are you talking about Braun Breaker?
Maybe.
Well, Braun Breaker is
Yeah.
Rick Steiner's son, and he is the current NXT champion. Okay, okay. Now, why isn't Doug's comment coming through?
Showing it on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now, but it's not coming up on StreamYard. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, whoever wins between Cena and Theory, I see Braun Breaker coming to the roster and winning the U.S. title. I would actually like that.
If they put Heyman with him coming in, he'll give him that direction to give him that push. But there again, he's gotta be the heel.
I Yeah, he wouldn't have to be the heel, but at the same time, I don't see Heyman taking on Breaker unless he breaks off with the entire bloodline.
I think the bloodline's going to implode during WrestleMania.
What a time for that to happen. Um, Jay Uso, as of Monday night, just showed his allegiance back to the bloodline. But there is some conspiracy theories.
I think it may be a setup.
Yeah, they think it is a setup and that Jay is ultimately going to break away from the bloodline. And if that tag match ends up happening, I can see Jim or Sammy and Kevin winning the tag titles. Now it's just a matter of talking Kevin into doing the tag match with him after he's already turned him down once.
Right. Well, after the altercation, all that the other night, I can see them possibly joining back up as tags, but it'll take another scene of them getting it with Usos to make that happen.
Okay, now all of Doug's comment comes up on StreamYard all at once. You know what? That happened on one of my shows last week. Just that out of nowhere, 10 comments came up at once.
Yeah, it's gonna. When they first get in the ring together, after you're talking about, hate to switch avenues here, but Doug's talking about the main event. With Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, when they get in the ring, it's going to be a good 5 minutes before they even start wrestling.
I think so. Yes, I wouldn't doubt it. But the thing that I worry about that match is as heavy as they are pushing it with Roman being the ultimate wrestler, and Cody is going to be the one to bring the giant down. I'm going to be honest. On paper, Cody and Roman seem to be more on the same level as Triple H and Randy Orton. And that would be more of a mid tier WrestleMania main event type match. Cody and Roman is nowhere near the legendary status of Rock and Hogan, um, Hogan and Andre. My opinion, they are nowhere near that. Logan Paul and Brock Lesnar. Ooh. Um,
I don't know. I think Brock would kill him.
I'm going to go with that sentiment. Yeah.
I think Brock would kill Logan Paul. Logan Paul's got a lot of good moves and all that. He does a lot of high flying stuff and a lot of crazy stuff. But I see Lesnar just tearing him apart.
I see that match going the same ways. There's a video from years ago where they would be doing these underground fighting shows, and here comes this. I want to say he's a Marine. He's just right there. He's ready to go. Then here comes this other guy. He is a show off, and he does flips every which way he can, to try to intimidate the other guy. And as soon as he gets close to the other guy, he punches him, knocks him out, and boom, that's done. I see that happening with Logan Paul and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, back in Continental Championship Wrestling days, Sid Vicious was Lord Humongous. And Shane Douglas was actually in there for a little bit, teaming up with him when he had just started out. And but I remember they had a match for tag title. Huh? That was me.
Okay.
Uh, but and I've got it on video somewhere on videotape. I've looked for it. And I've tried to even find it on YouTube, and I cannot find it. But they fought against. It was Humongous Shane Douglas versus a guy named Private Pile and Sergeant Carter. I don't think they ever went anywhere else. But
Who were they against?
huh?
Who were they matched up against?
It was Lord Humongous and Shane Douglas versus Sergeant Carter and Private Pile. And Pile got in there with Humongous at one point in time, and he threw him up against the ropes. And Humongous clotheslined him, and he did a 360 in the air before he landed on his head. I was like, oh my God, I think they might have broke his damn neck.
Well, this should be a most interesting danger.
Yeah, me too, Doug. He said, I hope we get to see Ray and Dominic. I'd like to see that match too. Ray always puts on a good show.
Yes, he does. Would when he did that clothesline, would that have been outside of the arena
No, it was in the ring.
in the ring? Okay.
Yeah. like I say, I've looked for it for a long time. It's one of those. It kind of reminds me of. It's not the same caliber or nothing, but it reminds me of a along the lines of Undertaker throwing Mankind off the ring off the top of the Hell in a Cell. It just stuck with me.
I'll see if I can try to look that up. Um, but yeah, Roman and Cody, I I get the push behind the match, but to me, it just doesn't have that legendary status feel like Rock and Hogan, Rock and Cena, Hogan and Andre. It just does not have that kind of feel for me. I get the significance behind it. Um, I get the the potential history in the making behind it, but it almost seems it kind of feels forced to me.
I can see that. With Cody coming in and
Yeah,
really pushing him hard. Of course, he's very likable. He's got the crowd behind him and all.
he does.
And
I like when he comes out to do his promos. He always starts out, has been lately. So, what do you want to talk about? I I like that. And then Roman used that on him last Friday when Cody came out and they got rid of the rest of the bloodlines, and Roman goes, "What do you want to talk about?"
I didn't get to see Friday. I think I was at work Friday. We had a busy night.
It was first thing in the show.
Yeah, we had a busy night at work Friday. Had an MVA, a pretty good one,
Yeah.
to work around that time.
I think it's going to take for Ray to break loose on Dominic. Honestly, after what Dominic did on Friday night, I think that might be one of the final straws for him.
What did he do?
He was severely disrespecting a mask. Um, I know he was tearing the mask up almost all the way through.
Was that this
And
Friday or last Friday?
this past Friday,
Was it?
that was when Dominic was taking on Santos because Santos wanted to teach him a lesson for what he's been doing to Ray. Um,
If
did
if
not
they'll
quite.
if they'll come in and have Dominic do something disrespectful to the edge, if they do that personal thing and not just have it up to disrespecting Ray, but it's disrespecting the family, or even maybe Guerrero or somebody like that, I think it would really put him over the edge.
Well, when you think about it, he's been disrespecting Eddie Guerrero this entire time.
He's been doing Three Amigos, hasn't he?
He's been doing the Amigo. He's been doing this. Um, yeah, it's like he's even looking like him with his mullet. Um, Speaking of which, there was an interview with Dominic a few days ago, and this is a real interview, not in character. And Dominic has said that he has talked to Vicky and had asked her ahead of time about doing this, and then later on, after he's been doing it, he talked to her, and she is has given him approval to be doing all the stuff that he's been doing.
Well, that's
So
cool.
yeah. um, I don't know so much about Conan. I have heard more about Conan, but as a wrestler, I don't really remember a whole lot of them.
I actually got to meet him after an event one time. We got an autograph and pictures with him.
Did you?
That was back when the Latino WCW was going on, or Latino NWO. We hung around the back where the wrestlers were coming out and to the cars and stuff, and he stopped and signed some autographs, took pictures.
I have heard that wherever Conan went, he brought Ray with him. When Conan was brought to ECW, he got Ray up there with him so that Paul Heyman could see what he could do. And then when he got the call to come to WCW, again he brought Ray in with him to so that they could see what he did, and that that was really what started his superstardom because of Conan.
Yeah, I always liked Conan.
I really don't remember very much about him from back then. I
That may have been the part where you took a break.
no no he was still no because he was a wrestler in WCW, and I hadn't taken my break until after WCW was bought out.
Oh, okay.
But I just really don't remember much of Conan's matches because to me Conan never really stood out. Not in ways like Eddie Guerrero did, Rey Mysterio did. Conan really did not stand out that much for me. Um, yeah, there's a lot of wrestlers who did not really truly stand out, and unfortunately, Conan was one of them. I know about his legacy. I know what he's done for the wrestlers, but as a wrestler, I really don't remember much from him.
Was he the one that come out saying Odelay and Aviva La Raza? I think he was the one that came
No,
out.
that was Eddie.
That was Eddie.
Yeah, Viva La Raza, that was Eddie. I don't know about the other one though. So with Roman and Cody,
Was he again?
that one's going to be extremely tough to call. My preference is for Roman to win.
You there?
Nothing, nothing against Cody. I don't think now is honestly really his time. But at the same time, I want Roman to go to 1,000 days. He's already there. He just needs to go 2 more months past WrestleMania. He has surpassed 1,000 days.
So
So
if
yeah,
maybe he'll retain it by some kind of disqualification thing, and that'll set up some kind of no holds barred, no DQ match.
I don't know the way that it is for Roman right now. WrestleMania is really the only place that he should lose the title. There is no bigger place for somebody to beat him. But this is not the time for somebody to beat him. I don't think. Um, I know the fans are behind Cody, but I think they need to lengthen the chase.
It might be the fact too behind the scenes. Maybe Roman's ready to take a break.
Could be. There were stories last year, I think, where Roman was saying this might be my last time wrestling in this arena and doing that in several cities. That this might be his last time wrestling.
I can see him
So
take. I can see him taking a break after. If the bloodline implodes and then he loses the title, then I can see him taking a break.
yeah,
Maybe from an injury,
that'd be about the only way.
or even the next night on Raw. Lose it on Raw, then they have a rematch, or lose it at WrestleMania, have a rematch on Raw, and he gets injured.
Hmm, I might be able to believe that. I don't know, but you got to admit Roman is at his very best right now.
Of course, I mean there's so
Uh,
much heat on him right now. I would
Well,
hate.
not just in terms of his promos and how he's coming across, but in his wrestling. I think he's at his peak right now in the ring as a wrestler. But when he first debuted, we knew there was something special there with the kind of moveset that he had, and he's proven it right now. Um, I know everybody wants Cody to win. They're tired of Roman Reigns being the champion, but I personally think that his title reign should go just a little bit longer, at least 1,000 days, and maybe lose it at SummerSlam.
If he does, it would be the next guy coming up to beat him. Because they would have to do some kind of split of that title somehow or another.
They do. USA and Fox are wanting their own world titles.
Yeah, I want to see the title split up, and at somehow or another, I want to see them split up.
What they should do is Cody wants the WWE title. I don't think he cares about the Universal title. If Cody wins, it should be just for one title. And let Roman keep the Universal title. But again, it's just they're going to have to do something. But if Cody wins the title, he is bringing back that winged eagle title. Mark my word on that one. He is bringing back the classic title belt. Who do you think is going to win that match?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I, I see them pushing Cody over.
Yeah. We shall see. And that leaves us to the last match. Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. That's going to be a good match.
Yeah, that's going to be really good. Uh, Stuff also in that one. I'd like to see what kind of stuff Logan Paul's going to pull out, to really stick out during that match. I really can't decide, who's going to win that one. That's going to be a tough one to pick. And it may be one of those things that starts a feud. And there starts a long-term matches back and forth.
Well, in terms of the talent and what both guys could do, that would be the one to do it with. That would be the feud to do it with. With that being the case, I see Logan Paul coming out on top on this one.
Think he'll wind up winning WrestleMania?
Yeah, if they're going to do a long-term feud, I see Logan Paul winning the first match, and that is just going to eat Seth up.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's going to want to get his revenge.
Yeah, there'll be some kind of cheating somehow or another.
Yeah.
Interference, whatever. Yeah, I can see that.
The Miz might actually get involved in this one.
Yeah, something happened the other night on Raw, didn't it?
Well, something's been happening with Seth and Miz the last 3 or 4 Raws. So, if anything, I can see Miz coming in and costing Seth Rollins a match.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I don't think Seth isn't going to win. I think Logan Paul will be the one to win it, and that is just going to really, really jumpstart them.
It'll escalate the rivalry.
Yeah.
We need a good rivalry. We ain't had, like 2 guys going back and forth. And you can say the Brock Lesnar and the Bobby Lashley, but to me, that's not. When you only come in there, every pay-per-view and do something, or every 6 months and do something, to me, that's not a long-term rivalry.
And it's not even back-to-back either.
Right. I want to see something, drawn out over a few pay-per-views or a few shows to really put out there.
Yeah. So, hi, Nick.
Hey, how are you, man?
So, yeah, I definitely see Logan Paul going over on this one with the assist of The Miz. And who knows, it might even rekindle the tag team that they had at first. Because they were a tag team for last year's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
I'm curious if the Usos lose the tag titles to Zayn and Kevin Owens. I wonder how long they'll let them keep that before they wind up losing it now.
Yeah, because, well, it'll be for the Raw and SmackDown titles. And earlier they had been having Raw tag matches and the SmackDown title matches. So they were defending the individual tag titles.
They need to split.
Yeah,
I think
I
they
don't
split all
know.
those titles back up.
They're going to have to do something for the split. So if the bloodline implodes, everybody should lose their titles. I think that's really the only way that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm really kind of disappointed that they never brought in the U.S. title and the Intercontinental title so that they could have all of the titles within the bloodline. I think that's something that they should have done. So I wouldn't be surprised if the bloodline does fall at WrestleMania. But with the way that they have been going, I think they should play this thing out for another year and let them go through a year's worth of turmoil and confusion and everything within the bloodline. Then finally, at WrestleMania 40, they're going to make a big deal out of number 40. Let that one be where everything crumbles.
I don't know if they can keep it up another year
It'd be hard to. I gotta agree to that.
without losing interest. You know, because you've had a really good storyline up to this point, and it's really getting really good with the whole.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens at WrestleMania. Just have
I
to
think
wait
it's
and
going.
see.
I think it's going to be a good one. I'm curious to see the pre or the post show interviews and stuff afterwards too.
Oh boy.
I'm
I
hoping it's
wonder
going.
if they'll have one after the first night, or if they're going to wait until the second night to have it. I think they should have a post conference after the first night. They
Yeah,
should.
I would like to see more wrestlers coming out and talking.
Well, they've had the wrestlers coming out. The only one that's not a wrestler that has been coming out was Triple H.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of them coming out though. Not just a couple in Triple H. I'd like to see 3 or 4 come out,
Yeah.
talk about their matches, and you get to get that behind the scenes feel and all into the characters.
Well, guess we'll find out soon enough. Oh
Just a
man,
couple weeks
just
away.
a little over 3 weeks away now.
Yeah,
Just
this
3 weeks away.
Saturday will be 3 weeks away.
Yep.
Let's see.
Oh, and I'm also curious as to whether or not they're going to have. I heard that they're not, but it'd be a shame if they didn't. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. But lately, these last couple of years, they've been having it on SmackDown and not even on the kickoff show.
No, I'm freezing up again. You say be a good kickoff to the show?
The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I'm hearing that they may not even have that this year.
I like seeing those old wrestlers come out.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot better than the Brock Lesnar match.
I got to agree with you on that one. Yeah, Brock and almost they might as well just have that be the opening match and just be done and over with.
I
But
see a big match coming out first.
I think Gunther will have the first match of one of the nights, and probably the 6-woman tag match will be the opening night on the other night. I think those will be your two opening match, depending on what the other matches are once they make them.
Yeah, I'm curious to see the lineup. See how everything's going to line up for the 2 nights.
Yeah.
The pre-show, I'm sure, will have a lot of that because it'll start. WrestleMania pre-show will start early. It's like 2 or 3 or something, or even 11 o'clock in the morning. It's an all-day thing on Sunday.
See, if I remember right, the kickoff show was normally 2 hours before WrestleMania starts. But if you've noticed, they haven't even had a match during the kickoff show.
Right, it's just all talk.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're completely doing away with kickoff matches now or not.
I wouldn't mind seeing a dark match here and there.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they will for the Raw and SmackDown tapings, but
Right.
probably not for the pay-per-views anymore. Once they get there, the crowd's ready to go now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm gonna get off here. I still got to go cook.
yeah. We pretty much covered all 8 matches.
We stayed pretty close to an hour.
Yeah, just a little over. Not bad. Not bad. Um, let's see. Next week, no show, right?
Right. I got to work the 15th. I also have to work the 18th, which is Saturday.
Okay.
I still got to get up with Jim. I had posted a date, but he's going to be out of town. So I got to look at that and see about getting Shadows Talk in for March.
All right. I can
Got the
pretty much
22nd.
guarantee you that the 29th, I am not going or the 22nd in 2 weeks, I am not going to be feeling like doing a show
Okay.
because that'll be 2 weeks after I have my cheekbone surgery, or 2 days after my cheekbone surgery. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be feeling up to that.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we shoot for the 29th? That'll be 2 weeks. Yeah, that'll be actually 3 weeks.
3 weeks from tonight.
And
I might be feeling up to that by then.
that'll be the last show before WrestleMania. So we'll know a whole lot more
Yeah.
about what's coming out, what's coming up for WrestleMania.
Yep. So, all right, folks. Next 2 weeks, there won't be a Marks on Wrestling show. We're going to take a little bit of a break. So, March 29th, providing I feel like it, we'll be back. And,
Sinuses will all be cleared up by then, too.
well, I don't know about that since that's going to be officially springtime now.
Well, I went to the doctor and got a shot the other day.
Okay.
I feel a lot better than I did 2 days ago.
All right. Well, so for those of you that have been watching us, thank you for playing along. We really appreciate it. So until next time, we will see you guys in 3 weeks on the Go Home show to WrestleMania.
Yep, 29th. Thank y'all for tuning in.
All right, you guys have a good night.